Our short yardage goal line package is a system where we're going to try to get into some type of heavier front, either try to change personnel or get 5 men on the line of scrimmage. We've done this in a couple of different ways. One of the main ways that we accomplish this, getting 5 down, is within our bare front. We will either sub out a Sam linebacker or a safety for another defensive end, jack type player, or depending upon, to me, not just the size of who this edge guy is, but the mentality of him. We had a player a few years ago that was 5'11", 150 pounds, that could play on the line of scrimmage. That was incredibly fast, incredibly aggressive, and didn't have any issues playing on the edge. Whereas this past season had a pretty aggressive guy, but was a much better cover guy. So we wanted to more get a linebacker type, a defensive end type down there and allow him to cover. So I think so much of how you personnel these fronts, how you get to them, will determine how you want to get to a 5 down look. But this is just a traditional bare front. We have the defensive lineman. He's in a 3 technique. He's in a 5. He's head up. We will talk now, a lot of times the 3 technique side, he's in a 3, but if he gets a tackle and tight end to that side, he will bump himself out to a 4. This nose technique, a lot of times, will shade himself to that side. His rule is just like in our base defense. He's going to strike the center, and he's going to work to the strong side or call side A-gap. Now, both of these overhangs, it's up to you on whether you want to play them as box players, where they are going to be outside edge guys. You can play them as crush players. You can either give them a call. It can be a contingent upon what type of surface you see. We've done it in the past that if it's a 2-man surface, you're a box player. If it's a 3-man surface, you're a crush player. We've also done the trace concept, where if flow is to you, you are a crush player. You are inside the kick out blocks. You're inside of all blocks. If flow is away from you, you're a box player. You are checking for the ball in the quarterback's hands first. When you see empty hands of the quarterback, you pursue. To me, the trace concept is the best way to do it. It just requires work. Also knowing that that guy who is tracing from the backside sometimes will get over aggressive, and it can leave you susceptible to the bootleg in that situation, either from under center, quarterback turning his back, or a mesh bootleg, or even just a zone read and the quarterback keeping the ball outside. Traditionally, our linebackers will align in 30s. We have slid them here just because of the relation to this formation. You know, they've got 6 potential blockers on this side, so we're going to slide our linebackers. Traditionally in bare, we will either run some type of fire zone or true cover 3, or we will run some type of man to one side trap coverage to the other side. Now, we've moved the front, and that's something we will stem our front. We will work from 4s down to 3s. We'll work 3s back out to 4s, 5 down to 3s. We try to stem the interior guys. We will also bring a guy from the edge, run him up at the line of scrimmage. That one is a little more risky because he can get caught off sides if they freeze us. But for us, a lot of time, the move call, it can be used to get the offense to jump off sides, try to get them, but just once again, it creates indecision in the mind of the offensive lineman. That sometimes I'm going to stay in this position and I'm going to move out of it on the snap of the ball, or I'm going to stay in this position and right before the snap, I'm going to slide down. And maybe now the double team they thought they were going to have, the protection they thought they were going to have, it changes that picture. So we move to our bare front right here. Now, we tried to work the trace concept here. I don't know that if that quarterback keeps this ball, if he's going to be able to make the play. It's a good job about his linebacker of hanging in the back. We are playing man-free in this look. So in this look, the Sam linebacker is out of the game. We've got another jack defensive end type. The safety's manned up. We've got this middle of the field safety. He's either playing middle of the field or we can also tag him onto this H-back. So both of those have been good. I think if it's a situation where you think they might also, in this field zone, it's 3rd and 2. It's reasonable to think they may go for it on 4th down. Maybe they take a shot here. So you could play this front, cheat this safety, play over the top of their best receiver if that's a matchup problem to the boundary. And I think that's just a formation consideration. But I think if you're playing true man-free, there's a lot of things you can do with this guy. Our threat in this situation, we were, boot was a big tendency for them. And so we were putting him on that H-back with the boot. But it works out good for us. We get a push up front. We waste blockers. We really get 4 on 3 right there. The Mike's able to press, and now that end comes tight off the edge, and he's able to make that tackle in the backfield. So we're in bear here. We are playing some type of cover 2 trap coverage. We're in a situation, it's 1st and 10 here. We like bear against pro. We also were not crazy about our matchups here. These were 2 really good athletic wide receivers. We felt like anytime we could avoid getting our corners on a one-on-one matchup, that was a good adjustment for us, knowing that those corners need to factor in on the run. We knew that in situations in this game that was going to make us a little light in the box, but we felt like that was something to give up, to not allow easy throws, just easy plays where it's more of a players not play scenario. We felt like it was a bad matchup to ever put our corners one-on-one with these receivers. We felt like as the game went on, we have a much better chance of stopping the run, of making them continuously snapping the ball and blocking us, as opposed to giving them 3 or 4 shots down the field in a matchup that we felt like definitely favored them. So we're in the bear look right here. He obviously had a crush technique here. He does a really good job. We get a double team. We'd like for him to come off on that double. He gets inside, and he forces the ball right there. Now, what needs to happen, we talked about the linebacker leveraging the ball, leveraging the box. And I put this on here. I know it's not a short yardage, it's 1st and 10, but this is a very frequent short yardage call for us. When that linebacker sees that gap develop, he needs to step to the gap, leverage the ball. He's running into all that trash, all those people. That's not where that back's going. He needs to fit back to it. Because we're in this coverage situation, it makes us lighter in the box, and they get a nice gain there. All right, we're bare here on the goal line. Really good crush job here. We get a double down on that 3. He comes and collisions that kick out block by the Y. So they're in a double Y formation. They're going to kick with one, lead with the other. And what it does is it allows both our linebackers to get over the top unblocked. We kick, we bounce that thing. Now, really good cut by this back. Nice jump cut. He jumps outside, but now we've also got the safety here once again in the red zone. You have the option to either tighten him down to one side. You could play him over the top of most dangerous receiver, or you can tie him. We've tied both of them to these H's, so he's going to follow the H across. Once the H blocks, he's able to come on, but we get a bounce. We get that ball forced outside, and we're able to rally, and we end up keeping them out of the end zone on this drive. This was good for us here. We're in bear. We've walked that safety up to the edge here. Now this defensive end, he gets a hard, almost like an overreach. He's just driving off by that tackle. Really good job understanding that. The ball's on the 1 yard line. I would like for all 3 of these guys to use that cat technique. He's a little bit high on this one. Good tight fit by the end. And this was huge for us because this is a 13-10 game. If they score 5 minutes left, it's a 6A opponent, they probably win this game. It allows us to hit that front tight, They lay the ball on the ground. We're able to recover it